welcome in to the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. I'm here in a dreary Columbia, South Carolina, and it's not only dreary because of the way that the Gamecocks played yesterday, it's just dreary. We will go to the upstate where the number one Gamecock YouTuber on the planet is with us today. I watched some of his live stream yesterday here on this very YouTube channel. He was very upset. I'm here with my hockey bucket, by the way, from McDonald's. Those the other night. It's a hockey bucket. It is. Anyway, Carolina Jackpot Kale Hall joins us. Kale, what's up, buddy?
How's everybody doing tonight? Hope you had a great Sunday. Been terrible weather here in the upstate today as well. Leaves all over the front yard. Couldn't rake them. Couldn't run the mower over them to mulch them up, and just pretty much laid around in bed all day. Man, I don't know. I've been in a funk this year. I haven't made those Sunday videos like I used to in the past, where I recap the games and stuff. And I say I kind of miss it. I almost did it today, but Netflix and chill was calling. So me and my dog just climbed back up in the bed and tried to waste the day away, I guess.
People are asking what this is. This is a McDonald's, like they used to give us these when we were kids, when you got a Happy Meal at Halloween, right? And they had if I remember, they had like a green one and an orange one, and I don't remember the white one. Did they have a white one, Jackpot? I don't remember. Anyway,
you have a white one in your hand.
I know, but back in the day, I don't remember if they had one. I think when they re-released these, they gave you this, and the idea was, and it's actually brilliant marketing. As a kid, you go around for Halloween when you trick or treat, and you fill up your bucket. Well, when I decided the other night that I wanted a Happy Meal bucket, so I went and bought my wife and I a Happy Meal bucket, and they said we only got the white ones. So I call it a honky bucket. They call it McBoo, but I call it a honky bucket. Sasha says it's where Rob keeps his clown nose and wig. You know, I could pack your balls in the very, very bottom corner of this because you don't have any, sir. You plastic bitch. Hey, that's what I think of you.
Anyway. There's no corner in a round room.
That's good.
Does McDonald's still have the Cactus Plant Flea Market Adult Happy Meal?
I don't know. Look, yes, it's a honky bucket. I did call it a honky bucket. It's a honky bucket. No, it didn't make any sense. Anyway, what was it JR said about a thimble? Put the balls in a thimble. There you go.
Balls in a thimble.
Rax says that's no, it's not. It's a honky bucket. What's wrong with the term honky bucket? Can't say honky bucket. No, anyway. All right, so the Callaway standings will be updated after I do the show tonight because I went and played golf today. Dennis says he's offended. Well, log the fuck out then, Dennis. That's how that shit works.
B Bean says the chat lied. Jackpot did show up today.
Oh, hold on. You guys thought Jackpot wasn't going to show up?
Why would I not show up unless I was sick?
Are you out of your mind? Look, yeah, Jackpot showed up for much, much worse. Much worse than that win. Anyway, yeah, I feel for Jackpot. We're going to go into that game in just a moment and some other things. I did play golf this morning, Bradley. I did. So anyway, but we had we do want to thank Callaway's for sponsoring the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. We're going to do a bowl edition. Stay tuned for that. Bowl edition's kind of fun. It's hard to do the bowl edition, though, because you don't know when these people, who's going to play and who's not. But anyway, thanks to Callaway's Bar and Grill, Callaway'sBarandGrill.com. You hillbillies, when you come down for this game, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of you down there at Billy Bryce, when you guys come down for the next South Carolina home game.
They're going to take it over. They may. I heard that they were already getting on dial up and sending their first emails around. right now that how they wanted them to dress in different sections of the East Upper Deck so they could turn it into their own little mini checkerboard.
Well, I hope that they do them like they do at some of the high schools around here, where they just give them their own entrance. That way they can only throw batteries at each other. They can only throw mustard at each other. Just have their own entrance and just completely wall them
I
off.
hope they do. I hope they do them like they did App State a few years ago and make their stupid band sit up in that upper deck in the end zone. That would be nice.
By the way, if you're
Ball
a
for
South
life. We'll
Carolina fan,
checkerboard your asshole. You seem to have a big ass mouth.
yeah.
You have a big
Well,
mouth. Um,
look, I'm going. Oh,
Somebody
I'm
needs to
going
shut it.
to ask very kindly here. If you're a South Carolina fan, do not sell your tickets to these Tennessee fucking hillbillies. Make them
No,
pay 15 times the ticket value. Don't give them your tickets at face value. Don't sell them to them at all. All right? Let them come down here and sit outside the stadium and let the crackheads fuck with them. Don't sell them your tickets. If you're any kind of fan and you're pissed off about what happened yesterday, go show up and heckle the fucking coaching staff. Do not sell your tickets to these goddamn inbreeders that are coming into our state in a couple of weeks. Don't do it. That
no,
is a shitty way to do things. Jackpot agrees with me, right?
absolutely,
Don't do it.
absolutely.
So anyway, thanks to Callaway's. You can go to Callaway's because they'll play the Tennessee song for you. Google that by Stephen Lynch. As soon as you walk in the door, they'll be happy to play that for you, but they will give you great chicken wings and everything else. You guys may not know what chicken wings are. You can get your first set when you go to Callaway's, Callaway'sBarandGrill.com. Also, we got to thank Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport. Fireside Chats with Uncle Jackpot. Jackpot, read away.
It sucks to be a Gamecock. We lost to fucking Missouri. What else needs to be said? We absolutely suck. As always, it sucks to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
I mean, not to rub Jackpot's nose in it, man, but holy shit with that game, Jackpot. Watching that yesterday, it was painful. I mean, for any fan base to watch, it's just painful
It was
the
the
way that the
absolute.
Gamecocks
That
played
was the
yesterday.
absolute worst. And I mean, it's not like you were out there, turning the ball over every other time you had it, or missing opportunities. I mean, it was just. I mean, it seemed like that game went by in like an hour and a half. The Mizzou controlled the thing from start to finish. We were never competitive, never in it. Um, and it was just I can't wrap my head around that. Now look, I know that Texas A&M is not very good. I know they had some issues, and I know that South Carolina pretty much just kind of sat back and let them get back into a game last week when we should have put our foot on their throat and put like 40 up on the board on them by halftime. That didn't happen. So I was kind of concerned about that, and I made videos up, but I thought we might lose the game going in. But I didn't expect to see that kind of performance. That was just absolutely, it was atrocious. It was the worst game of the season by far, and yes, that includes the game against Georgia. I think, because at least in the game against Georgia, at least there seemed to be a little bit of life in the team at one point or another. Yesterday, the only person I saw any life in was Xavier Leggett when he returned one of the several kickoffs that he had to come back with. Nobody else even looked like they were the least bit interested in being there or playing that game. And I'm like, what in the fuck? This is a game against an SEC team, and I'm not sitting here, I'm not going to heap a bunch of praise on Missouri because they beat our ass. That's not the thing. But they were a 1-3 SEC team. I mean, hell, they were 17 points away from being a damn 4-0 SEC team. So I don't think they were. I think they were a lot better than what definitely our team and coaching staff gave them credit for being, and definitely better than what I thought they were. So Yeah, and back to the drawing board. Brock Lee, who apparently was at the game yesterday, said that people were actually chanting at the end of the game, "Fire Satterfield." That is so sad. And I thought we had developed somewhat of a better culture than that. But I mean, even a good culture, even a cool head coach, even a head coach that you like, I mean, that can't. It's not gonna blind fans to what's going on, and what's going on is fuckery. That guy should have been
Yeah.
fired yesterday after that game was over. No two ways about it. And I'm going to sit here and go on record as well and tell you that I'm not so sure that Clayton White don't need to pack his shit and get out with him, because that
Hold on.
defense.
Respectfully, why would you say that? They scored 14 points in the first half. He held them to 3 field goals in the second half. The
Well,
defense played with their dick out yesterday, sir.
how can you tell me that when you allow the same chunk yardage plays to the same damn wide receiver? That son of a bitch had 160
Well,
yards receiving yesterday. The
I
same
can I
one.
can tell you why. I can tell you why. And I'm not trying to throw rocks at you, Jackpot, because I feel for you as a fan. The problem is the administration years ago hired a bumblefuck asshole in Will Muschamp who shouldn't be allowed anywhere near a football field ever. That guy has put a crimp on this South Carolina program that, let's just be honest, in dollars and cents, has cost our state so much money. He shouldn't be allowed. Like, state troopers should have a picture of them in their car. If they see him, they should arrest him on the spot. He stole money from this program
Oh,
and is
he
continuing
stole
to fuck
money
this
every
program.
Friday when he cashed his paycheck.
Right,
And the
exactly. But
thing.
here's the thing: he's a defensive-minded coach, and I'll give you just give me 30 seconds, Jackpot. Defensive-minded coach that couldn't get any linebackers that are worth the shit. I've talked to 3 different coaches that coach either at the high school or college level, and they laugh at the linebackers that South Carolina has. And I know they're kids and they're playing the game, but I've heard several different times you don't have linebackers that are at SEC talent. And that you put that on him. And I know that it looks like I'm defending Beamer, but the reality is he forgot to do linebackers and he forgot to recruit fucking offensive linemen. Those are the 2 things that are killing South Carolina.
Well, you'll also
And
sit
until
here
he
and tell me
fixes those,
the defense played with their pecker out the entire.
and they did. Jackpot, he is making lemonade without lemons. He's got
What
lemon
sense does this
rinds.
what sense does this comment make? And he's just trying to get under my skin. Tristan Smith. It doesn't have anything to do with Muschamp. 2 crying emojis. USC ain't worth a fuck for the linebackers.
Tristan Smith, he's a guy, look, he's one of those guys that has a picture of him with a fish and he's holding up a fish. One of those kind of guys, but it's big enough where he can just hold it up like this. Real men have to get underneath the gills and hold it like that. And he probably calls himself like this valid outdoorsman. He's just a dickhead. He likes to come in here because he wants to throw stuff, but in reality, he doesn't know shit.
He probably photoshopped it. But you're going to tell me the defense played with their dick out. Okay. Well,
They
explain to
did.
me why can they not stop the run? Why can they not stop the run? Why can they
They
not
don't have
stop the either 13th or hell he's probably the 13th. Spencer Rattler being the 14th worst quarterback in the SEC on the ground. They can't, why are you giving up 82, almost 100 yards rushing to someone from fucking junior college? The guy played in junior college last year. They can't stop the run. That's why Mizzou just kept extending drives. I could not come up with a big play, especially early in the game.
because
That game was won in the first quarter. It was over.
you don't have any linebackers, sir. You got to have some linebackers, and you don't
If
have any.
your defensive line is the first line of defense. Am I wrong in saying that? And you can't stop the run.
Your linebackers are important too, Jackpot. You don't agree on that?
They are.
I mean, you need a good run stuffing linebacker, and you don't have one. You got
Well,
a bunch
yeah.
of tweeners. Either they could be a linebacker, they could be a safety. They don't know what the fuck they are.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
That's part of the problem.
I don't think Sherrod Green's a very good player. Brad Johnson is somebody that he's been around forever, but he's mid, and not having Kaba there that hurts. But At the same
Well,
time,
let's friend of the program, Rich Long, who has been watching this show forever, says, I want to point out he tried to tell Gamecock fans that Rattler was trash as soon as he transferred here.
yeah, of
Does
course,
Rattler get any of this blame, Jackpot?
everybody chimes in and tells you, "Oh, I tried to tell you this, that, and other." But I mean, if Rattler had gone off right now and had thrown for 2,500 yards already this year, 25 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, I'd have been nobody would show up and say, "Man, I sure told everybody he was going to be trash when he first came here. But boy, was I wrong." No, none of these people said any of this.
Peg and Megan with his first stupid comment. I swear to you, this week I'm editing our website with his own personal section there, and it's going to be the Pagan Hall of Dumb. I'm adding that to the website this week with the dumb shit he says. This is the first one. The fact that the two of you are still blaming Muschamp is just pathetic. It's his fucking players that are out there.
He's only been gone for 2 years, you damn numbskull. He set the program back 5 to 7 years, at least.
It's gonna be. I'm dead serious. You think I'm joking? RobandKaleShow.com this week will be updated with Peg and Megan's only fucking piece there. Because I like, I mean, it's like a
Caleb
zoo.
Wilson over in the chat with telling me it's Muschamp's fault with the lowercase, uppercase, trying to make it what we're saying is like we're retarded for what we're saying. Okay, you tell me whose fault it is then. Beamer is 5 times the coach that clown ever thought about being. He needs to now. I know he's got a set. I ain't never personally seen him, but I'm pretty sure he does because he's got several children. He needs to grab his balls, and he needs to cut Marcus Satterfield loose. Should have cut him loose yesterday. And Clayton White, despite what Rob says, needs to be on a thin leash as well.
Big Party Ross says Kentucky is just missing 3 things: offense, defense, and special teams. But at least we have the same amount of scholarship players as Mizzou, and that's fine. Look, the big other thing too, Peg and Megan says, well, how did he recruit so well at Florida? Sir, you live in freaking Gainesville. You know the players that left the program when he got there. All right.
Here's one over in the comments again, and I got it. Tristan Smith says Heupel took a bad UT program to the pinnacle. Shane Beamer ain't worth a fuck. Okay, didn't Jeremy Pruitt go to a bowl game in 2019 and win it? Yeah, he had a bad season during the COVID year. Lots of teams did. Hell, Penn State had a losing record during the COVID year, and during the COVID year, Indiana was like 7-2. That was a throwaway season, and both don't really count. They weren't bad. They had some good players. Hell, they had Alabama starting middle linebacker on that damn team. And second of all, he hasn't took you to the shit. He hasn't took you to the pinnacle. Right now, you're ascending the mountain, and you're on the top of the mountain right now. Are you going to stay there? Who knows? Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. Maybe you get knocked off the mountain this week. But some of these people just have diarrhea of the mouth when they get in this comment section.
Well, and by the way, what Pruitt left Tennessee in 2020, right? Is that right, Jackpot? I think it was 2020 when he left there.
It was after the 2020 season. He got fired in January of 2021.
All right, so the 2020 recruiting class
got hired later that month, I think.
Was 11th in the country. So please shut the fuck up, Tennessee fans. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about.
He had a good recruiting class going there with his McDonald's bags.
11th. They were 11th in the country in recruiting in 2020. So it's not like Pruitt came in there with a bunch of bullshit. So stop it. All right, anyway.
McVall says Satterfield needs to be gone while South Carolina's offensive plays are doomed from before the snap. Valid point. I agree.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, I tell you what, do you want to take calls, Jackpot? Let some folks in here. Why don't we do that? Let's see here.
60 scholarship players. Okay. Who cares? You have 85 scholarships. More than half of them don't see any damn action. So it doesn't matter if you got 60 or you got 85. Quit telling me that shit. Quit redundantly telling me the same thing that I already know.
By the way, just for the record,
okay? What you've done is nothing short of incredible.
And by the way, hold on just for a second here. I'm going to open up the phones in a second. Biscuit with the super chat. Tennessee's defense equals the 10 curtain. And why did you have
Major
60 scholarship players?
Major Wooton says you guys are so stupid. Well, then hit the leave button, jackass. I didn't tell you to come in here. You came in here on your own volition. Stupid son of a bitch.
Before we go to calls, I've got 2 points really quick here. You had 60 scholarship players. Why? You want to talk about that? Because you're a fucking cheating program. Most sanctioned in the last 20 years in the conference. That's why you had 60 scholarship players. So shh with all that. You're a cheating program. Cheaters, cheaters, cheaters. You're like the Astros, the Red Sox. You're a cheating bunch of dicks.
You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, that didn't happen.
That didn't happen? You didn't have 60 scholarship players because of fucking cheating? That didn't happen? Okay. Whatever. Anyway, also, we'll go to the phones. Let's do that. 803. Oh, what? By the way, a moment of silence for the Kentucky fans. Where the fuck is Kentucky fan? The jackpot we had at the beginning of the season, it was like almost all blue in the super chats over there. All blue in the chat room all over. Oh, Kentucky's going to do this. Where are they? Where did they go?
I don't know. They seem to have. I guess they have other things to do. Focus on basketball. I don't know. Go high five the coal miner that showed up at the basketball game and got free tickets from John Did you see John Calipari made sure he tweeted out a picture of this coal miner and his little boy? Because the coal miner got there or I don't know, it was a coal miner. I don't know if they even do that anymore. But he was dirty anyway, so you could tell he done hard labor for a living. But he was there with his son at the basketball game, and John Calipari made sure they tweeted out how he made sure that he got him front row seats at Rupp Arena and whatever he wanted, because I don't think he's real liked by the Kentucky fan base right now.
Big Barney Ross with the $20 super chat. Thank you, Big Barney Ross. Says, don't forget prayers. Big Barney Ross is the only Kentucky fan that did show up. So there you go.
No, we got one more. Jordan Bowman says you guys should wear sunglasses to be cool like Butch Jr. No, I think Sunbelt Billy is Butch Jr.
Oh, that's actually pretty funny. All right, call the show now. Line up, Tennessee fans. Tell us how great you are. We know that you're going to be out there.
Holyfield says, is Kentucky USC Junior's best win? You'd have to say so.
Barney Ross says you won't be laughing when Kentucky shoots 87 free throws and South Carolina only shoots 5. Damn it, Big Barney Ross is on a roll tonight. All right, let's go to the phones. Welcome into the program.
How y'all doing tonight?
Hello.
Great. Sound like you have a cold.
Yeah, it's that time of the year you get sinus issues.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll say this. Tennessee looked phenomenal. Their secondary finally stepped up.
Yep.
Held Will Levis to only 98 yards, no touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. They played great. Yeah, and we have a huge test this weekend. I think the line now went all the way down to 8.5. I checked. Georgia favored by 8.5. 1 versus 2. I mean, first time since I think 2019 LSU Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. I'd have to look. That's a good question. I don't know.
The last one I know for a fact it was 2011 LSU Alabama. That was that famous game of the century where LSU won 9-6. But it'll be a great matchup. Can Georgia's secondary and their defense slow down Tennessee's offense? And that'll be really the matchup. I mean, what do y'all think about that?
I think this will obviously be the best defense that Tennessee has seen all season. And Kirby Smart is smart enough. Look what I did there. That I think he's going to I think he can help slow down Hyatt a little bit. And I also think that he's going to.
There is no way. I don't understand how the last 2 games. Okay, maybe you kind of slid under the radar with Alabama there, but then last night with Kentucky, who's supposed to have a halfway decent defense, why on earth is this Jalen
Are you
Hyatt?
leaving Jalen Hyatt wide open?
This dude looks like a lady. Is running wide open. I mean, why are we not covering the best receiver on the team? Makes no sense. I don't think that Kirby Smart is probably going to let that happen. So
Who knows? It'll be the best defense that Tennessee's faced, and it'll definitely be the best offense that Georgia faces. So it'll be, in my opinion, the best defensive play caller against the best offensive play caller in a great chess match. Personally, in my opinion, I mean, of course, me being a Tennessee guy, I think Tennessee wins a close one. And I think they continue. They're just on such a rise right now. And now I got to ask you, Rob, how do you feel about Clemson's 2 good wins taking massive losses this past weekend?
I mean, everybody's losing games now. There's not very many teams left that don't have losses. I still think Wake Forest is a good team. When you turn the ball over 8 times, that sucks. That's hard to overcome.
I think you have to practice to do that or something. I mean, to turn it over that many times. And plus, correct if I'm wrong, but wasn't it 6 times in 1 quarter?
Yeah, I mean, it literally was. I don't know how you do that. I think it was 6 times in 1 quarter. When's the last time a team got 6 possessions in 1 quarter? I'm serious. That's insane. And they turn it over 6 times. It's a mess. I don't know. I'm not trying to defend Wake Forest on that. They killed themselves in that game, but yeah, tough on that. So
yeah.
And
try to tell people
I'll say
about
this,
that
if Tennessee can get through this game, either way, I don't think it knocks away the playoff chances for really either team if it's a close game. Of course, Georgia has a little bit tougher end of the road than Tennessee does. Tennessee's already kind of went through the meat of their schedule. This is kind of the last really tough game. I mean, after Georgia, they get Missouri at home. They'll be favored by at least probably 17. The only game I could see somewhat being a little maybe interesting would be at South Carolina, because I know how it is there on the road, in that environment. I'm sure they'll be there ready to go. But I still think Tennessee, they'll probably have Tennessee like a 2-touchdown favorite in that game. And then, of course, Vanderbilt at the end of the year in Nashville, they'll probably be favored by 30 in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Williams Bryce was like a morgue yesterday, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. So.
I love the way that they lied about the I love the way that they lied about it's a sellout. Was it really? Hold on, I've got her. What else you got, caller? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I don't know why the Williams Bryce don't feel like what it did in 2012. Of course, that's when they set the attendance record of 85,200 against Georgia. Now that was a hell of an environment.
Yeah.
Well, when the Gamecocks don't suck, it is a pretty intimidating.
Seems like a million years ago. Field still looks the same, but it seems like a million years ago.
Yeah. All right, caller. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Anyway, we read these super chats really quick here. Peg and Megan says, wipe your chin, Rob. You have some of Danny Cannell's seat on it. Thank you, sir. Mayhem Matthew says, this past weekend we found out Carolina sucks. A&M was their national title, and Tennessee beat a Kentucky team who was looking forward to basketball season since the loss to the Gamecocks. Good day, mate. All right. Well, thank you for
Mayhem Matthew.
Let's go to the phones. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the program. Good evening. Your call, your cell dropped on us. It just literally just fell off there, Jackpot. All right.
Fireball wants to know why they're not number 1. Well, I mean, UGA is a defending national champion. Does that not account for something?
Well, and also, look, does it? And I've said this for the longest time. Why is it that we have this whole concept of being number 1 in October is what matters? All right, caller, welcome to the program.
I don't know.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I just want to say that I've been calling everything this season, and when we beat Georgia by more than 14 points, everybody's going to believe in us for once. And Rob, Rob, you had us going 7-6 this year, and I just wanted to say I was right. Hendon Hooker's second in the Heisman, and when we kill Georgia, we kill South Carolina, and we're number one, and we win that national championship, it is going to be fun. I'm telling you, we might not lose another game with our head coach for the rest of his tenure. I'm telling you, we are the real deal, and I promise you that we're gonna take that field goal down, and we're gonna throw it in the river part 2.
Do you have?
Can
you save a bump for me because I need a little bit?
Josh Heupel will kill everybody he faces. Next year we're going 12-0, and the year after that we're going 12-0. 14-0, 15-0. It don't matter who we play, we're going to beat them. We kill
Jesus Christ, slow down. You don't, I mean, it's not a word a minute. You don't get paid by the, every word you spew out. Talk so we can understand you. Jesus, man.
Hold on, Tennessee fans. Hey, this is your guy. I don't want to this is the Tennessee fan.
You got killed by Missouri, and you said that y'all were going to beat us.
Shut up. Shut up.
One game does not correlate to
last year. Shut up.
If you haven't never learned anything from watching college football, you're never as good as you looked last week, and you're also never as shitty as you looked last week.
This is you, Tennessee fans. Okay, keep talking. Let the Tennessee fans hear themselves. Go ahead. Keep talking, sir. Keep spewing.
We are going to kill Clemson in the playoff. I hope y'all win out just so we can face y'all, just so we can shut you up. Or you say we're going 7.
This is your guy. This is your guy. This is your guy. This is your guy, Tennessee fans. I'm just letting them know this is how they sound. Go ahead, keep spewing. You've already said in this call you're never losing another game under Heupel ever. This is the dumb that Tennessee is.
We should sign him to a 10-year, $200 million contract. He's never going to lose us another game. I promise you. I've been right all year.
Sure, yeah.
He's not
going to lose. So Tennessee won't lose until he dies or he just retires.
He might retire in 30 years, but guess what? We're going to be whatever and 300-0. I promise you, we're going to beat them. We killed Kentucky. Everyone's saying we're going to lose, and you saw what happened.
Cool,
Might
sir.
well just tear down another field goal and throw it in the river.
Cool. Are you done?
I just wanted to say one more thing.
Sure.
You said we were going 7-5, and Hendon Hooker wasn't a Heisman, and he's second in the Heisman voting right now. I'm telling you, when they win the Heisman,
oh my God, sir! They don't award the Heisman in October, sir. You have to play these games in November.
It's going to be Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker is great.
God.
And let me tell you something else. Y'all wish y'all would ever have a quarterback better than Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker is so much better than Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson, any of them.
Are you fucking dumb? You're dumb, dude. Go away.
He's done more for Tennessee than they did for Clemson. He's done way more.
Wait a minute. All right, so he's done more for Tennessee than they did for Clemson. Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson have national title rings.
They won national championships.
Does Hendon Hooker have a national title ring?
No. But the thing is, y'all were supposed to win that
year. Does he have one now, sir? Answer the question.
Hey, no. After the season, because guess what? You know what he'll have that they don't? A Heisman Trophy. They don't have a Heisman Trophy. And I promise you, he will do more for Tennessee community than those two bums ever did for Clemson. Ever.
Okay. Is there anything else? Is there anything else you would like to say? Because I like it when you call up and spew because it's just complete nonsense and shit. And it validates everything I say about Tennessee fans. It's
I've been right all the time. I've been right.
You're not right all the time. You're not right all the time, sir. Go away. Go away.
You said
go away.
Kill by Bama. You would change your channel name and everything, and you never
go
did.
away, sir. Go away, sir. I said I would name the show, not the channel.
Sound like a phone hanging up to you.
Yeah, I think it does sound like a phone hanging up to me. Goodbye. Let's go to the phones. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
As a Tennessee fan, I just want to say that last dude is a fucking retard, and we do not blame him whatsoever. He is completely fucking stupid.
Well, I appreciate that, sir. And I'm glad that there are some Tennessee fans that can actually see that shit like that is just, it's out there. And look, you guys have had a hell of a season, but holy shit with this guy. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I could see us going 12-0, but, I'm not going to say that yet because we still just got to take it one game at a time.
Do you want to go on record that Heupel will never lose a game like that guy just did?
No.
No, okay. Just want to make sure.
We could lose this Saturday, but
he said you're not losing ever.
But think it'll just come down to
Man.
whose defense plays better.
What a mess. All right. What else you got, man? Anything else?
No.
All right. Well, appreciate it. Have a good
Thank
night,
you.
man.
Have a good evening.
You too.
All right. 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905.
Leonard Sarasota over in the chat says, Crockpot, some of these rankings are based on past reputation. That's true. That is true.
Yeah. Buy that. All right. Oh, come on, phone. Work for me. Phone, go ahead. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
Yeah, I just wanted to call. This is Austin. I wanted to call, and that idiot Tennessee fan that called in earlier. Hooker lost more games last year than Watson and Lawrence did in their careers. So I'm not sure what that guy was spewing on about, but there's just a little fun fact for it. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mayhem Matthew says Carolina jackpot, might as well root for North Carolina. Still Carolina jackpot either way. At least their record is better. Man, why is Mayhem Matthew sending us money to troll you, jackpot?
Or East Carolina.
Yeah, East Carolina. Why not?
Or I could,
Welcome to the program.
I could drop down to the FCS and become Western Carolina jackpot.
No, you're going to be the Citadel jackpot. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Thank you. How are you guys doing?
Good. What's up?
Well, I'm a Gamecock fan, and it obviously was a tough weekend for us. And I just kind of more want to talk about frustration and also a question in it at the same time. Do y'all know if what's the deal with the Carry-On Joyner? Is he like hurt, or has he just been sitting on the bench, or just not being utilized at all?
He's sitting on the bench. He returned either a punt or a kickoff yesterday.
In the final play of the game yesterday, that was the interception. He was the guy that the Rattler was throwing to, and Mizzou had him double covered. So there's that.
Okay. I just didn't notice that. The big thing with him that I kind of just feel bad for the guy is, you're recruited as a quarterback. I'm not saying that he needs to be starting over Spencer Rattler at all, but it just kind of doesn't make any sense. You even look at last year when Doty was hurt and Nolan didn't pan out and he was hurt, and he goes to the Duke's Mayo Bowl and lights it up and is the player of the game. And you would think that they maybe would run him with some RPOs or some little bit of a wildcat or something, because every time he's on the field and he gets, the ball in his hands, he usually makes the most of it. And right now, our offense is just terrible. And you would think that they would, try to utilize a guy like that. And his whole college career is just kind of, I'm sure, disappointing to him, because I believe he's not, being utilized to the potential that's there with the talent that he has.
No, I feel
it's a very fair statement, sir.
I feel bad for the guy. I mean, he's definitely been underutilized. They did try to put him in the Wildcat against Georgia, if you'll remember, on what was it, fucking 3rd and 8 in that second drive of the game, and everybody in the stadium knew what was coming, and Georgia absolutely blew it up. So they've never tried anything else with him after that, I don't think. Just terrible play call. And if I don't know if you noticed it yesterday watching our game. To me, it just seemed to be like a total lack of energy from that entire team.
So one of the other things is about Jaheim Bell, and someone in the chat room. I highlighted your chat there, but I mean, it's a very good point. I wanted to show this, and caller, maybe you can respond to this too. Jaheim Bell hasn't been getting into the game, and we've been told, if you at all of the midweek press conferences, we got to get Bell the ball. I mean, Satterfield has said that, I think, in 3 of the last 4 press conferences that he has at midweek, and they don't. It's like they're just fucking with us or something. But Jaheim Bell's mother posted, I just watched the post-game press conference, and my question, why did Beamer's whole attitude change when asked about Bell, but goes right back to talking without an attitude afterwards. Listen, I'm sick of them asking you the same damn question every week, but put some respect on his name. I mean, first of all, she shouldn't be putting that out on social media, but I'm in the camp of, where the hell is Jaheim Bell? You want a playmaker? Put that guy in there.
Is Jaheim, correct me if I'm wrong, is Jaheim Bell the player that a couple weeks ago went on social media, had an interview, and he talked about a play call?
I think it was Josh Van that did that. That was Josh Van,
okay,
if I remember right.
On the podcast?
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's just, honestly, if I was Beamer, Satterfield don't even need to be calling plays anymore. I mean, it's ridiculous. We do 95% of our plays yesterday was screen passes that didn't go anywhere. And, you know, it's just
those stupid screen passes, I've already said that early in the season, that doesn't work against an SEC a defense with SEC level speed, unless it's just something that you
one other thing on this too, with Bell and with Jordan or Joyner. Apparently, your starting running back got a deep thigh bruise and couldn't play in the second half. So you're running out there with Juju McDowell, who weighs about $155 soaking wet. And that's your running back. I mean, why not put Bell out there and throw some of those bubble screens to him, for God's sake? I mean, he lit it up in the damn bowl game. Give him some carries at running back. Do something. I mean, it was just the second half. The offense in the second half was an absolute joke. I mean, terrible.
Well, you know, Spencer Rattler even said yesterday when they asked him, and they kind of
and he said, I don't know.
Press conference. He said, I don't know what's going on. It's like we don't know what's going on. And I really believe everybody's talking. Two things is Gamecocks fans we haven't had success in a while, and so we're really hungry for it. And so I was really scared going into this Missouri game because I knew we had a lot of, you know, I felt like it could be a possibility for us to choke. But really, our good defensive play and our amazing special teams play has really kept us in games. Just to be honest, Kentucky and Texas A&M both gave us those games on silver platters. The moment that the defense struggles, offense isn't good enough but the problem is, I really believe, is just Satterfield is running such a complex offense. And a guy like Rattler, who left Oklahoma, he's seen the best of the best as far as play calling. He comes to South Carolina. He's got weapons. I don't understand. You know, I believe that Satterfield is just too stubborn to do anything else. It's either his way or we're not going to do it. And so I don't know. They need to go to the drawing board and figure out something.
Yeah. It's called a letter. And the letter says, we appreciate your service here at South Carolina. Go away. That's what that needs to be. So,
yeah.
But, you know.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for calling.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Jay Diaz over in the chat says Beamer just said Bell didn't play because the formations he plays in are formations that we don't use on game day.
Then what the fuck? God.
Justin P, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the 20.
I don't know what you're promoting there, Justin, but we've read your super chat that has nothing in it. But thank you for the $20. Maybe you just like.
He's obviously.
Oh well, here.
So go big orange.
There you go. There you go. There's the oranges there for you, sir. All right. Anyway, 803-470-2905. Leonard says South Carolina does run a triple option: punt, fumble, and interception. You can't really argue that. God damn it. Good comment, Leonard. Fuck me.
Ball Guy 78 says Freddie Kitchens would be a better offensive coordinator for the Gamecocks. Freddie Jackson would be a better offensive coordinator than Satterfield.
It's just bad. It's just bad.
I rue the day that I will at one point be able to not have to say his name anymore unless I just have to bring it up or happen to bring it up. So kind of like the name Muschamp.
Yeah, well, all right. So I want to run through some of these pictures here. That's the first one. Jackpot and I send pictures to each other. That sounded bad, but
she needs to stay out of it. Number one, she's probably, she's at least what? She's probably at least our age, right? She's got a son who's like 20, 21. She may be older than that. She really needs to learn to spell, first of all, and use words correctly. Two, U2 is UTWO, not TOO. Number two, I mean, stay out of it. I mean, your son is a grown ass man. He is what? It's a corn there.
I'm going to read some of these to you. Yeah, let him defend for himself. He can also transfer. That's there. You don't like what's happening? Fucking transfer. If you choose to stay and play for Satterfield, then that's on you.
Austin, thank you for the 5. Says, how much will Bell and others transferring affect your recruiting? Well, I mean, I don't think that he's transferring at this point. I think it causes a downward spiral. Well, yeah, this is true, but we've seen Beamer attack the transfer portal before, and he's gotten some decent players out of it. I actually do like the tight end, Austin Stogner. I think he's a good player. Rattler sucks donkey dick. That guy, and everybody says, well, Luke Doty's no better than that. Well, he may not be, but he may at least be a change of pace. He may at least be some kind of spark. Letting him get out there may get Rattler's head, back into focus for a while. Something maybe. I'm just throwing darts here with a blindfold on, but I'm just thinking out loud. Stogner's a good player. Devontae Reed, the strong safety, he's a good player. That we got. I think Christian Bill Smith's a good player. I don't think we've really seen the best of him. Our offensive line sucks though, so I don't guess you could really.
I'm gonna read this to you, Jackpot, and get your response. This is from some Facebook group that someone has me in, and it's the guy named Andrew that wrote. Shane Beamer needs to start over and hire both DC and OC, ones that have a proven background and success in the Power 5, not this Walmart clearance rack of coaches he has directing this team. If Ray Tanner can't cough up the money for buyouts or new contracts to proven coordinators, then South Carolina needs to clean house. It's not just this loss, it's how we are losing. No head coach on earth would hire FCS coaches at the same time to coordinate his defense and offense, except an unproven coach like Shane Beamer. Well, first of all, Satterfield was an offense was in the NFL.
Satterfield was a last minute hire too.
Right. And that's because of the Will Muschamp leaving and that fucking idiot Bobo running out like an asshole.
He was a last minute hire. It's the last minute. What happens at the last minute if you're planning on having a birthday, with a nice half sheet cake decorated with the nice border all around it and everything. Well, what happens if something happens and right before the birthday party, like your dog gets into it and fucks up the cake? Okay, you're going to run out to Food Line or Publix or wherever and get you another cake, but you're under duress for time, and you're probably going to get back there, and there's probably going to be some 18-year-old working in the bakery who's not going to be able to write correctly on the cake. So it's going to be kind of jacked up. So you're not going to have the perfect cake for your party at the last minute. That's what I'm saying.
Right. And then these next things are Jackpot sent to me, and it's basically there's a lot of
Jason
hatred.
Harper says excuse. How's it excuses? How's it excuses? They're valid facts.
These are things from Jackpot that Jackpot sent me. Is it wrong of me, and should I consider just to stop watching football because I seriously want to punch things every time I see Tennessee score a touchdown? It's weird that I hate them more than I've ever hated Clemson.
That's true. I did that. That tweet's kind of gone viral.
I fucking hate Tennessee football and their fans.
Yeah, we're just showing you some of the tweet. People really don't like you people. I mean, this is really this is a thing.
Yeah, it's not just us. I hate Tennessee more than Bama or A&M. Overrated trash.
Let that guy on top's a Kentucky man. I don't know who this is a fan of.
Hannah in her little black dress says, I hate Tennessee.
Wow.
Yeah, there's Brady Cookton doing his thing there. Let's see here. I don't know. I've lost track of where we're at. But anyway,
I was planning on posting that one and saying, "Hey, look, the Gamecocks just tried to dress up for clowns at Halloween." But yeah,
there's that. Anyway, so there's that. I don't know where to go from here for South Carolina. It's a mess. Someone sent us this $10 super chat. Here's 10 more. It feels good not to suck again. Justin says, hold on, I want to make sure I show this on the screen here. Here's 10 more. It feels good not suck again. Go Vols. Also, if I was South Carolina, I would offer Joe Brady a ton of cash to be the offensive coordinator. And he says, jackpot, you are the man.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. At this point, yeah. Megan says,
SEC football says South Carolina, Vandy, worst teams in the SEC. You could throw Auburn in there as well. That Texas. How can you say how can you not also lump Texas A&M into that conversation when South Carolina just beat them? That make a lot of sense.
Megan says, this may be the best Tennessee team that Billy Cole has seen in his 204 years of watching football. Very good, sir. And Big Barney Ross says hate can move a mountain. I tell you what, we're going to be walking down the street one day. There's going to be somebody with a walker that's going to walk right next to us. And we're going to say, hey, good afternoon, sir. And he's going to look at us and finally zoom in on us and be like, oh, it's one of those motherfuckers. And he's going to pick up that walker and hit us with it. Or be like, oh, that's Billy that we've been making fun of forever. That's coming.
He invited me to his home in Cleveland, Tennessee on the way to the South Carolina Vanderbilt game on Friday. I may take him up on that offer, but he said that I would have to it'd be about dinner time by the time I'm going through there, and I would have to soften up his food and feed it to him if I did. So I don't know. I feel kind of weird about that.
Well, and you might end up, that's in them Tennessee woods. He might try to reenact Deliverance.
Sugar Knot says y'all just mad because he B apostrophe calls. I guess he was too lazy to put the E in the word because of the first E. Even you hate to watch your boring ass teams. I guess it's directly at you too. Is your team boring ass?
I don't know. My team wins, so whatever. Sugar Knot.
Thomas Felkel says jackpot what happened to Marshawn Lloyd last night. He got hurt.
Or misery, Rob. Good point, Brock. No, I don't think. Billy's too old too. If he tried to get fresh with Jackpot could handle himself. I'm just saying.
Justin Martin says Carolina Jackpot South Carolina should go after Ken Dorsey. Is he's an offensive coordinator somewhere?
Can you read that comment? Can you read
Billy's
the comment I've got highlighted?
Like Preparation H and mothballs.
Oh shit, that's great. Oh goodness, poor Billy. All right. Wow. See, Billy opens up his home to Jackpot, and what do? We mock the shit out of him. Sorry, Billy. Welcome to the program as I answer the phone here. Come on. Why is there we go. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Hi, this is Texas A&M fan.
Oh, God. Oh. All right. Hey, man, how's that L feel that you took back to A&M with you? Was it heavy?
Yeah, I didn't realize it, but I got to look into some shit a little closer on the A&M situation. And I didn't realize that we played South Carolina and Ole Miss minus 10 starters. But we got between suspensions and injuries. I understand injuries happen to everybody. But these teams that are beating A&M by one score, they're playing half the fucking team.
Sir, respectfully, maybe Jimbo Fisher should be a good enough coach to, I don't know, rally the troops to not smoke pot in the fucking locker room. Maybe they could play if they didn't do that. Hey, guys, you guys can be thugs away from here. That's cool. But let's not smoke pot in the locker room. Let's try that.
So do you think, okay, Rob, do you think that out of the 100 player roster at Clemson, none of those kids ever smoked pot? Not a single one of them ever tried.
None of them did it in their apartment.
Yeah, they probably did it in their apartment. They didn't do it in the visiting team's locker room on the fucking road. I can assure you of that.
Those kids. I'm not defending those kids, but when you give a kid $1 million, he's 18 years old, and he thinks he's God, well, why not? So it's not the kid's fucking fault. This NIL deal is going to ruin college football.
Sorry, you didn't hear what I said. I didn't blame the kid. I blame the coach for not having the fucking structure to say, look, don't smoke pot in the visiting team's locker room. Don't
And I
do
agree with
that.
that statement, Rob.
Of course, because it makes sense, sir. I mean, who doesn't agree with that? Hey, let's you guys just smoke all the pot you want in the locker room. Go. It's illegal in South Carolina. We don't have even the medicinal marijuana here, and I'm not whatever. We don't have to get into that conversation, but it's illegal to have there. But you guys smoke all you want. I don't give a shit.
Papa B says, how did they get on the plane with drugs? They didn't. Have you ever been to Williams-Brice Stadium and seen the area where it's located at? Pot is probably the mildest recreational drug that you can find around that stadium.
You're lucky they didn't pick up heroin on the way in, sir.
Well, and you know, everybody's on the fire Jimbo Fisher trail and all that, and I understand that. But let's look at the facts here. Jimbo Fisher is the 5th winningest active coach out there. Okay, his track record's there. The only coaches that have more wins is Nick Saban. We're not going to go there. Dabo Swinney and Fisher's record is almost identical. Okay. Fucking Ryan Day at Ohio State. Anybody can win there. He's only got 4 season sample size. And who was the other one? Oh, Kirby Smart. And look where he coaches, Georgia. So there's no other coach out there that has a proven track record that Jimbo Fisher has. So it's not Jimbo Fisher.
Respectfully, sir, I tell you what. You know what? We have someone in our chat that absolutely, completely agrees with you. And we're going to highlight his comment here. That would be Peg and Megan, who absolutely, and I have it on record, sir, that he loves Jimbo Fisher. So if you want to be the one of the, I'm sure Jimbo's mom likes him, and you like him, and Peg and Megan likes him. So he has a 3-man fan club right now. So congratulations on that.
I necessarily like him. I said he's our best option to win, right? And in my opinion, these are all everybody out here has an opinion.
Yeah,
and all these people who think they're just fucking have got all it figured out. I blame this. I mean, what's happening here with this NIL bullshit is Texas A&M is a respectable fucking university. I graduated from the motherfucking place. And we got kids that go to class every day that's taking calculus and it's fucking trying to fix this university and fix this nation. And you got these fucking 18-year-old derelicts out there that's giving us a bad name. Fuck them, okay? So,
all right. And I mean, I didn't know taking calculus could fix the nation if you go to class and take that.
Well, at least they're going. Cool. At least they go to class. Well, Rob, when is the last time that you've heard of a star football player in any school being put on scholastic probation and not able to play? And you're telling me that all these brilliant 18-year-old fucking knuckleheads are none of them have any trouble with university level class? None of them.
Sir, you know what? Hold on. I am married to an educator. She is sitting right there. We've had this conversation before. A lot of these kids don't make grades. All right. The sad thing is that we put all this money into children that and get them to go and lie, and they lie about test scores and everything else to get them into programs.
They don't.
And if they don't play well, they end up.
They don't make grades. I mean, people have they had fans writing Jadeveon Clowney's papers for him.
No, and look,
it's going to blow up because what's going, and I don't want this to happen. What's going to end up happening is one of these kids. He's got a new Ferrari. He's going to be driving around with this big booster's daughter, and they're going to wreck, and she's going to die, and he's going to have guns and drugs and deal. And there's going to be some reprimands coming out of this. You can't put that kind of money in an 18-year-old kid's pocket and expect it to fuck up. Can you imagine how the other students feel?
Hold on. Then what are you supposed to do? And look, I think that the way that the NIL and stuff has gotten is insane. But the idea of, hey, you know, we can use your likeness forever. If you go to Williams-Brice Stadium, there are like big pictures of Jadeveon Clowney down there. You could still buy a Clowney jersey. He doesn't get a penny off that. All right. From before with the contract that he had. I'm using him as an example because I'm in Columbia. But it's the same way across the country. They should get something for that. But the idea of, hey, we're going to give you $8 million to come here is ludicrous. I mean, I agree with you with that.
It is ludicrous. And I don't, like you said, I'm with you, Rob. I don't blame these kids. I blame the university presidents. They know what's going on. Why don't these guys get together and do away with this bullshit? I mean, they're the ones calling the shots. They're letting these kids ruin the university system. Just absolutely mockery of the system.
I'm with you on that.
I'm a Texas A&M fan.
Well, but I'm in the camp of.
We're using it more than anybody else.
Look, I think there should be a cap on it to an extent, and give them, I don't know, give them $20,000 for the season, and then put the rest of it in a trust. and they can't touch it until they come back and graduate, or a
Yeah, when
5-year
they get to
period.
the NFL, they'll get their money.
Whatever.
Yeah, they'll get their money. Yeah. And his transfer portal is absolutely insane too. You got a kid, Georgia Tech, the running back that went down there, prime candidate. I'll go to Georgia Tech and establish myself as All-American, and then I'll transfer over to Alabama. This transfer portal, if you commit to a school, you should have to stay there 4 years, or you try to go to the NFL. There's no transferring out. The kids have got the schools by the balls, and this is the fault of the president and the board of regents. This is the adult problem. This is not the kid's problem. If I'm the parent of a kid and they say, "Oh, we're going to give you $5 million," well, yeah, we're all in. Okay, so that is the root of the problem. It's not the kids. It's not the coaches. It's the people that are in charge.
Right. Well, I still think that you calling about half the team's not there. That's not my fucking problem. Don't smoke.
And the
Don't
thing
smoke
about
pot in the locker room.
don't this off season. A&M's got a lot of money to put out there, and they're going to go in the transfer portal, and they're going to get some All-Americans to come in there. It's going to be a completely different. A&M's going to buy themselves a championship, and I'm an A&M fucking graduate. So
that's not all right. Look, and man. You have a good night. All right, we got to move on, but thank you, sir. Look, here's the thing. Texas A&M's had money forever, and how many championships have they got, Jackpot?
I don't know. I want to ask him a question before you hung up on him. Damn it!
All right, well then, goddamn, well, fuck me. You can use. I'll let you run the phone system. I'll call him back. Caller, welcome.
No, but I was just gonna say, a lot of people over the chat, it's a popular opinion here in the past few weeks I've seen popping up everywhere, and this is kind of true if you think about it and just look at it numbers wise. That the only time that Jimbo Fisher was ever worth a damn was when he had Jameis Winston. Other than that, he's been pretty average.
Wesley up with a good comment. Why do you think? What do you think made black kids switch from HBCUs to state schools? Yeah, money. All right, caller, what you got?
Good evening.
That'll be you. Evening.
All right. I was just thinking what one of the other commenters just said. I cannot believe someone from Texas A&M is complaining about NIL money. I'm a Tennessee fan, and I admit that it's crazy, and I'm not going to complain about it. But would you rather them be giving out McDonald's bags full of cash?
I think that, and once again, this is one of those things that I feel bad because I come from the land of, if you see a problem, come with a solution. And I don't have a solution to this because of the way that where we are now. Man, I really don't. But one thing that could change, though, that could make a lot of difference is the NFL. Why somebody hasn't sued the NFL over age discrimination yet, I don't know. Why is it that you have to spend 3 years out of high school before you can be drafted in the NFL draft? Why hasn't some attorney come out and said, this is age discrimination? If I'm 18 years old, I should be able to go to the NFL. Yeah. That should happen. And if that happens, James, and then
I can fight for my country,
they can have the opportunity to go. Yeah. So there's that too. But anyway.
Well, I totally agree. But I think that, the Supreme Court ruled 9-0, which is something that they never do. They never agree on anything. So they have to figure out a way to legally, like you said, cap it. Otherwise, it's just going to continue getting out of hand. Tennessee's paying this Nico kid. Well, Spire is paying him $8 million to come here. I mean, that's ridiculous kind of money for somebody who hasn't even stepped foot and played a down college football. And it's just going to get worse. And you get Bear Bryant, back in the day, I need a briefcase full of cash. Well, it starts there and it ends here where we're at with this NIL deal. So you're right. Something has to be done, but I don't know what can be done. But it's just crazy Texas A&M complaining about it.
Right. Well, hey, I appreciate your call, man. And look.
Thank you.
Jacob Watson says, because the NFL has a reason, if you're a skinny 18-year-old, you run head up with Aaron Donald, you can get seriously hurt or killed. Look, I get that. It's still age discrimination, though. DJ says, Rob cusses too much.
Read that one.
Rob cusses too much. Is all that filth necessary? I'm sorry if my language offends you, sir.
Definitely you need to get in church as soon as possible. Papa B says the Gamecocks need to load up on the running backs.
They had running backs.
They need to load up on somebody who can stop the run. If you can't stop the run, to me, regardless of whether you say you don't have skill at linebacker, you don't have skill here, if you can't stop the damn running game, to me, it it shows a bit of softness in your team. This shows a degree of softness.
Leonard says, I'm surprised Crockpot doesn't curse more. Yeah, you've watched the live streams. I've seen Jackpot.
I curse so much during the.
Man.
Honestly, on Sundays, most of the time during the football, I feel bad. I really feel terrible on Sundays after the games, just from all the beer and all the stress, and I really can't do a whole lot. Actually, when I was sick and I watched the Kentucky game, and I didn't have a drop of sauce during that one because I just wasn't in the mood to drink anything. I actually was able to watch that game, and I actually enjoyed it a little bit more, and was able to coherently remember pretty much everything that happened during the game. It was cool.
All right, 803-470-2905. Jackpot does invent curse words, by the way. I think I've got something that Jackpot said that's absolutely hilarious. Let's see if I can find it here. There's a something Jackpot said a couple weeks ago that made me laugh really hard. Let me see if I can find it. Anyway,
James Townsend says you cut your stream off early yesterday. Yeah, that's because I started crying. So
yeah,
wasn't gonna do that on live again. So,
oh, here we go. This is
I might get a chance to actually cry in person this Saturday at Vanderbilt if they drop that one, which they could.
Hold on, I gotta talk about something. One of the funniest things Jackpot said in a while. Hold on, I'm going to share this, Jackpot. Here we go. Listen closely, folks. Because Snatch is low in cholesterol.
Great comment here by SEC Dog, and this is pretty much on the money. Rattler is Tate Martell 2.0 that actually gets playing time.
Yeah. Welcome to the program, caller. Good evening.
Hello, Rob.
Hi.
There's more wrong with the Carolina offense than the play calling. I mean, there was a play in the first half last night where an RPO is not an RPO if the quarterback don't run the damn ball. He hands the ball off for a 3-yard loss. He's going to run for 20. I mean, I've been a big Spencer Rattler supporter, but this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Jimmy. Happy birthday, sir. Thank you for calling the program, man.
Good night.
Good night. All right. DJ, I didn't look. I wasn't trying to shine on you too much there, but we don't think about programming this show for where children can hear it. So sorry about that.
It's late on a Sunday night anyway. But sorry.
It's 10:00 at night, sir. But anyway, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. Bow Hunting says you're full of Tennessee rage.
Yeah. Megan said, I think we've all seen enough of Rattler by now to call him trash. What do you think happens? Let's talk about after the Clemson game. Regardless of where South Carolina should be bowl eligible, they should win this Saturday. Should. I'm going to the game. I have a pretty good track record of games I've attended lately of us winning. So I still feel like South Carolina will come out there and play well next Saturday night. Only favored by 7.5 though, which is sad. This team got beat 45-0 by Georgia, 55-3 of Bama, and we're only favored against them by 7.5. But I mean, it is what it is when you go out there and play that shit. That's what people think of you. But speaking of Spencer Rattler, I mean, after the Clemson game, after the season's over, what do you think happens with this guy? I mean, he's not NFL material.
Right.
So do you think he comes back to South Carolina, exercises another year of eligibility, or do you think he continues his nomadic journey to another institution?
I don't know, man. A lot of it can depend on what happens with Satterfield, and because apparently he's a Satterfield guy. It's one of the reasons he came here. But he may just say to hell with it. I'm going to go and try to be the guy that gives you the great NFL combine workout in hopes that some team takes him. I don't know, man. I mean, with all that, you never know and I know it sounds silly, but you never know with these kids, man. They can go wherever. And I feel like I'm an old man saying that, but I think he may come back too. Big Barney Ross is right. He may come back. He does have a big arm. He does have that, but
Sugar Knot says Rattler's going to be USC's Garen Dudu. Well, hey, then maybe that means he'll beat Tennessee, right? Because Garen Dudu beat South Carolina.
Yeah. Someone asked if Tannehill has eligibility left. No. I don't know. So there's that. All right. Spencer Rattler is Jackson Mahomes playing quarterback. He's going to be making TikToks. Thank you, Nathan. God damn it, Nathan. All right. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
This is Dustin, a big time Bama fan.
Hello.
Say,
Hello.
hey,
Yeah, we can hear you. How'd you get your phone to work at night down there in Bama, sir?
I don't know. I got bad connection. I'm in the woods.
Oh, go ahead.
What you think about the Alabama and LSU game coming up?
I think they're going to
jackpot win big, or you think it's going to be close?
I don't know, man. What's the line on that game, Jackpot? Do you know?
Somebody in the comments tell us what the game is on that. Or line. What's the line on the Alabama versus LSU game?
I'm looking for it right now.
I can't. All my devices.
Alabama minus 13 right now.
They might cover.
Where's the game
Baton
at?
Rouge. It's in Baton Rouge, Jackpot, and it is a night game. Night game in Baton Rouge. Alabama minus 13. I'm taking LSU points.
I'm not sure about that.
I think it'll be a close game, but I think they might come down here and got the ball late in the fourth quarter.
All right. Well, you stay safe in those woods. Don't let that deer kill you. All right.
I'm trying to go hunting here.
Of course you are. Make sure you kill the deer and kill the hog. Don't let it kill you. All right. All right, man. Have a good night.
Megan says when you talk like this, you don't have to announce that you're a Bama fan.
Yeah, I kind of like LSU plus the points there. Just saying, that's pretty good. All right, 803-470-2905. If you'd like to join the program, we will listen to you here. Actually, we're going to go for a couple more minutes here. Jackpot's got to go.
I was kind of on yesterday's games. Just looking back, I was kind of perturbed at my Penn Staters there a little bit. Leading that game, for a good portion of it against Ohio State. And then they let the Sutnuts come back and score like 3 touchdowns within 5 freaking minutes. And then they come and score one of their own, and then they end up getting the backdoor cover in our contest here. Kept me from winning 9 games yesterday. So that kind of.
Yeah. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Clark Lee says he's coming to take Sandstorm away from South Carolina because y'all don't deserve it. We're ending 2 streaks this week. Vandy by 10.
Sir, they're not coming. The game is being played in Nashville. You know that, right? I'm just saying. That may be the first Vanderbilt fan we've ever had call the program, Jackpot.
I think it is. We've had one in the chat before. They're kind of like Wake Forest fans, a unicorn, Sasquatch, that type of stuff.
Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Hi, am I on?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Okay. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good. I was curious about you guys' thoughts on Tennessee already winning the championship.
I didn't know they won yet. Did they win? What did they win?
Yeah, they're selling shirts in the bookstore already. It says third Saturday in October, champions.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I have seen. I have, and I think I sent this to you, Jackpot, where they're what was it? It was basically. I think I sent it to you and the comrade, but it's basically they're calling it Voltober.
Voltober.
They're actually selling the shirt. It's got the score of the game where they beat Alabama that time when Alabama had 17 penalties and then missed a kick at the end of the game. Do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're selling shirts that have that score on it, and it says third Saturday in October, champions.
Mm.
I
actually have a picture of that.
I saw also where if you now look at a map of Neyland Stadium on Google Earth, it has like the little red pinned dot thing, whatever you call it here, in the river right outside the stadium that says Neyland Stadium goalposts.
The hell?
That's facts.
Yeah, I think I heard that too.
All right.
Now, this isn't the first time Tennessee's won a regular season championship. Do you guys remember way back in 2016?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Barely, I know. Well, back in 2016, Tennessee beat an unranked Virginia Tech team at a race car track.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they declared themselves college football NASCAR champions.
I remember that.
Yeah, there's the shirt. There's the shirt right there.
There you go.
The Food City 500.
Yeah.
Third Saturday in October, champions. So I think it was 2017 they won the Life Championship too.
By the way, they're
Remember
recalling
that?
Atlanta Volanta in this post here. On to Volanta.
Yeah.
Solid.
So I just want to be the first to congratulate Tennessee on their third weird made up. You know, at least Bama makes up national titles. Tennessee's making up fake random regular season one game titles though. But 1998.
Have a good night, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's this we are the 2022 SEC champions by beating the reigning champions in our beautiful Neyland. We ensured Satan was run off the field with so many police officers, showing our powerful orange pride. Orange pride.
God.
Orange pride. God damn.
Act like you've been there.
Welcome to the
before.
program. Good evening.
Hey, it's Chris in Georgia. That shirt's not sold at the bookstore. I don't know. I don't know if Lou knows what a library or bookstore or anything is. I don't think he's ever read a book that doesn't have pictures in it. But let's make sure next Saturday we keep all the TVs away from him because Tennessee's got a pretty good chance to win, and I don't need him blowing
Sir,
your money on more
did
TVs.
you order, sir? Did you order a shirt with the second or third Saturday champion? Did you order one?
No, I didn't. But
Do you think Tennessee's going to Volanta?
The UGA bookstore, hold on. If you go to the UGA bookstore, they do sell Chick-fil-A kickoff championship shirts from where they beat the crap out of a team that was doing them a solid for their old coach. Like Dan Lanning's like, hey man, I'll let you beat the crap out of us so you actually have one ranked win this season, and you just don't beat us too bad. But Kirby didn't hold up his side of the deal.
Cool.
That sounds awfully far-fetched, seeing it was the man's first game as a head coach. Just saying.
I mean, what if he loses his first game as a head coach to a top 3 team? Is it going to get him fired? No. He does that. He probably went out there using the same exact calls that Kirby uses. So Stetson Bennett goes out there and goes, "Oh, that's a blitz. All right, let me just hand it off and run right by him." Like everybody, they brag about that win over Oregon, and they were running the exact same defense. John Gruden did that same shit in the Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl with it. They were using the same exact plays John Gruden put in before he left. And then everybody acts like, oh, John Gruden's great. No. Kirby, look at him against Mizzou. Mizzou don't run the same defense he does, and he couldn't score against them.
Sure.
I mean, they ain't seen an offense like this. I mean, I know everything that Tennessee does upsets Lou. He breaks TVs over it. He screams them Dollar General parking lots about it. Like, he was bragging about it last week on a show. He's sitting there talking about how 17-year-old kids made him want to, like, break his TV in half. It's like, bro,
no, he talked about Dollar Generals. He said that Tennessee fans set the Dollar General on fire in Knoxville when they hired Greg Schiano for head coach. On top of turning over cars and stuff.
When Tennessee beat him in 2016, he couldn't even scream about it in front of his family. He had to drive because he's on vacation. He had to drive to a Dollar General parking lot and scream about it inside of his car like he was.
He wasn't on vacation when Tennessee beat Georgia in 2016. He was out there in the garage watching it. He broke his TV or he yanked it out of the wall, something. That was a
2015 game when they beat him.
I mean, look, Georgia's won 10 out of the last 12, sir. I mean, that doesn't mean anything.
15 and
yeah.
Florida had won.
Cool.
I mean, what's that got to do with this year?
I think it's because I think it's lofty that you think, oh, we're just going to go and I've seen this from Tennessee fans. Maybe you haven't said it yet, but we're going in there and we're going to dominate Georgia. I think that's a little bit much there. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I'm not sure. Their defense was good, but they've not seen an offense as good as ours. What's so good about their offense? I mean, Brock Bowers.
It's the second best offense statistically in the conference, sir. What do you want?
Who?
It's one of the top offenses in the conference.
Oh my! Because they haven't played. They played the easiest part of their schedule, dude.
They beat Florida worse than you did.
Other than Alabama, who has Tennessee played that you're going to light the world up on fire about? Yes, Kentucky's a decent team.
Did anybody score 44 points? No one scored more than 26 points on Kentucky in a whole year, and we did it with ease, dude. We did it in the first half.
You did it because Will Levis had 4 turnovers, sir. You don't think that helps?
Will Levis was on defense. Will Levis was supposed to stop us from
sir,
scoring.
Will Levis was his own defense. He was throwing picks left and right.
Yeah. Okay.
The 6 points is one thing. The 6 points, only allowing 6 points.
And everybody told us that we only won that game because Will Levis was out. Hell, we might have won it by more if Will Levis was in there.
Sure.
That guy's awful.
I have. He's trash. I never pretended like Kentucky was better than South Carolina.
Leonard says Rob's coming with excuses. It's not excuses. It's not excuses. First of all, it's not my fucking team, sir. It's not my fucking team. I don't give a fuck if Georgia and Tennessee play each other and they fucking go to a 700-700 tie. It's not my fucking team. Okay? I'm just telling you what I see as an outside perspective.
You should, we won't talk about it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but if it's from my perspective, that's just I look at the Tennessee team, and other than Alabama, I don't see a win on there that's like lighting the fires and making you go crazy here.
I mean, the LSU win.
Take Oregon off. Take Oregon off of. Take Oregon off Georgia's schedule.
Why don't we just take everybody off the schedule? I mean, and it's just
nobody. The only people
I don't think you have.
Tennessee, but every week I've called into the show. Every week I've called into the show, and it's
right.
Well, wait, y'all beat Pitt barely. Wait till you play Florida, though. I mean, you barely beat Florida, but wait till
you needed overtime to beat.
But wait till you play
You
Alabama.
needed overtime to beat a shitty Pitt team, sir.
God.
You don't want to talk about that, right? And you call up and you talk about this offense. Your defense is not that great. It's really not.
It's good. It's a decent scoring. It's good enough to win games. It's a decent scoring defense.
Sure.
That's all it's got to be. Everybody's like, they throw 1,000 yards on you. Okay, but they only we've given up 10 touchdowns in 8 games, 10 passing touchdowns in 8 games. I don't give a shit if they put up 400 yards a game if they throw 1.2 touchdowns a game.
The only thing
So defense doesn't matter
about the Voltard defense that I was impressed with yesterday was they did hold Chris Rodriguez Jr. under 100 yards.
Well, I mean, everybody tried to tell people in the chat and everything, Tennessee's got a good run defense. Like Israel, Izzy to the Hizzy, had one big 76-yarder on us, and if not for that, he would average like 1.8 yards a carry. Jahmyr Gibbs is the best running back we faced, and we held him below his season average.
And see, once again,
like, well,
sir,
nobody wants to run on because they could pass.
Sir. Oh God. Okay. I mean, I can't. I can't. I can't even go back and forth with you on this because it's just too much. I mean, I can poke holes in all of that. I said that you, sir. I've said that you're having a great season. No, hold on.
You let
Look,
Lou come in and
Lou.
do his little comedy skit.
It wasn't a
Half of it's
comedy
not true,
skit.
and then I come in and
He
drop back and you get mad about it.
He asked a question.
Oh, Jesus. Lou said when he called, he said he wanted to congratulate you on the third Saturday national champion, which is what you put on a shirt, or your fan base put on a shirt.
4 weeks ago. Why don't you talk about the game from yesterday?
Because it's so fucking funny that I'm laughing at it forever. It's like South Carolina giving rings to the program when they won 11 games and didn't win the goddamn East. I laughed about it, and I still laugh about it now from goddamn 8 years ago. It's still funny. That's why.
So who does Georgia have on their offense that's just unstoppable? Brock Bowers with his 3 touchdowns in 8 games. One of them is like a circus catch that the defender literally handed to him. I mean, the kid has disappeared this year. He's got 2 touchdowns, and both of them were in 1 game. He's literally got 7 games with 0 touchdowns.
They average
3 games.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that the Georgia offense is trash, even though they average 530 yards a game, 23 yards behind the gimmick offense at Tennessee, but they're trash, right? Is that where you're going?
And a touchdown and a half less. I mean,
is that where you're going, sir? That they're trash, even though they're second in the conference in yards per game. Is that where you're going?
It's easy to get a lot of yards when you have to leave your quarterback in to the 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter of Kent State, and Tennessee's pulling their quarterback 2 minutes before halftime against similar.
Yeah, but they also beat a team that's currently ranked inside the top 10 by 46 points.
And I told you why. They went into that game and they knew the exact defense that the team was running, so that it was easy to score on. They've seen that defense every day in the summer. You think
well, I mean, everybody has that defense on film now, so why is nobody else able to stop it?
Everybody supposedly has Tennessee's offense on film. Why aren't they stopping it? That's what you guys said all offseason. Now
it's a gimmick, sir.
On it, so they're going to stop it. It's doing better than ever, bro.
No one's really won like a sustained run with that offense, sir. That's why that no one really does it. But okay. And by the way, Steve Spurrier had the fun and gun offense at Florida. Remember that? No one could stop it. Then people got tape on it. It took a little bit. And then when Spurrier went on somewhere else, he knew that he couldn't run that kind of offense, and everybody else ran it, and people started figuring it out. So I know this is new. This is new to Tennessee fans. I know.
He went to the pros, and it didn't work in the pros because the quarterbacks didn't want to run it because they might have to get hit, and they didn't want to get hurt.
Sure.
And then he came back to college, and he beat ass with it until he got lazy and wanted to golf all day.
No, he didn't. He didn't have the same assert. You don't know what you're talking about.
He ran the ball.
He won that. He gave Marcus Lattimore 38 carries a damn game. That's what he did. Holy shit, dude.
Garcia's trash.
Cool.
He let Steven Garcia air it out.
I can promise you this, sir. I will be here next Sunday when we do this show because that's what I do. Jackpot will be here too. Make sure that you call regardless. Okay?
When you
call regardless.
Call in. Make sure you're still here when you lose to LSU. Make sure you're still here when you lose to Alabama. And we're still here, but we haven't lost.
Cool.
That's the thing.
You're a gimmick program and your program cheats. So take that with you as you go, sir.
Cool, bro. If anybody talks about your program cheating, then you get mad.
No. Look, here's the thing. Here's the thing, and this is the thing that you don't understand because you don't really do this very well. It's documentation. We have documentation from the NCAA that you are the most cheating program in the past 20 years in the conference. Undisputed, sir. All right, and we also have proof that it's a gimmick offense. I mean, it's like Texas Tech with the air raid. Hooker is Graham Harrell, or insert Texas A&M quarterback here. So good luck with all that.
Texas Tech
Dude looks like a lady as Michael Crabtree.
Sure.
This offense.
Sir,
Win.
make sure you call next week. All right, man.
All right.
Either way, thank you, buddy. Have a good night. All right, there we go with that.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean. So when I think about that though, and he mentioned Gibbs in that offense there with Alabama,
Yeah.
and how they held him to all those yards. Well, there's a reason for that, and we'll get into that after we go to the call here. Welcome to the program. Good evening. Hello.
Evening, Tater Man. Evening, Jackpot. This is the Wake
Hello,
Forest
sir.
Man. And you know what, Tater Man? I'm sorry. We embarrassed the ACC. I have no excuses. So Sam Hartman had what I like to call his annual mental health awareness game. So I hope we bounce back and beat the Wolf Puppies. But it is what it is. I'm not a Miami fan. I don't run when we commit 8 turnovers. But that being said, I want to talk a little bit about the SEC because I'm sick and tired of Tennessee fans talking about, strength of schedule. Tennessee has literally played nobody.
Yeah,
right?
they ducked Army too. We can talk about that, but they don't like to
Yeah.
hear that. They ducked Army.
Ducked Army for
Army.
Akron.
They hate the troops. Tennessee hates the troops. It's all right.
I wouldn't go that far, but they did duck Army.
Yeah. They might have actually beaten them this year too. So I mean, there's no reason for it.
I'll show you all the chain. So Mizzou ain't no good, and they beat South Carolina, who ain't no good, and South Carolina, who ain't no good, beat Kentucky. So that means Kentucky ain't no good, and then we're supposed to be impressed that Tennessee beat a no good Kentucky team.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee has played nobody, y'all, and you have a good night.
By the way, Jahmyr Gibbs that he was talking about earlier ran for 3 touchdowns against them, 24 carries, over 4 yards a carry. He also caught 5 passes for 48 yards.
We held him under his average though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a big deal. 151 total yards.
They have a T-shirt for that too.
Yeah, we held Jahmyr Gibbs to under his average.
We held Jahmyr Gibbs under his average by like 5 yards. Did you know that Kentucky and South Carolina both, I think, ended up with the same amount of total yards in their games yesterday? So talk about putting 2 wet fart offenses together. That surely was terrible.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to when the Tennessee train stops, because it's not going to be like the caller said earlier, where they're never going to lose under Heupel.
Speaking of letting the ACC down, Boston College. Wow,
that was terrible.
Wow, I mean, and I watched some of that game too. I probably watched all told probably about a quarter of it. They just look. Both those teams just look small, slow, and I just don't. I don't know what happened though to Boston College. I mean, they still have Phil Jerkovic, jerk being the operative word, out there playing quarterback, who was good until last year. He got hurt, and Zay Flowers. Well, they used to have a pretty good running game too. The running game doesn't look very solid. Their offensive line looks really undersized. So maybe I know that's the problem. But they lost to UConn 13 and they put up 3 points against UConn, which is poverty. And then you got Syracuse, the Fruit. How they're still ranked today, I'll never know. But they shit the bed at home against Notre Dame. And that game really wasn't even that close. The final score indicated that they'd gotten it closer, but they kind of got dominated a little bit there through a pick 6 on the first play of the game. So there's that. NC State Thursday night looked like doo-doo against a terrible Virginia Tech team. Almost gave it away. And I called in the summertime when I did my prediction video on NC State that they would lose that game. And damn if I wasn't almost right. A good fourth quarter, and they come back and win. But
Jackpot also got right the Louisville thing. You said Louisville would handle them, and you were right.
They absolutely did. They handled them with ease. That was kind of surprising, just that they beat their brains in like that. But I don't know. College football is weird. It really is.
All right, so games for next week that we're gonna have in our pick'em. Cox versus Commodores, LSU, Bama. Clemson versus Catholics. Leg Humpers versus Hillbillies. FSU versus Miami. Florida at A&M. Wake at NC State. Texas and Kansas State. Baylor and Oklahoma. Army and Air Force. Good call there, Jackpot. And the Kale Hall shitter is Michigan and Rutgers. I thought you were joking when you sent that, but all right.
Poor Rutgers.
Anyway. Poor
Speaking
Rutgers.
of Michigan, did you see the thing that the deal in the tunnel yesterday with the Michigan State players? All ganging up and beating the shit out of the Michigan player. And what the fuck?
B Bean says, "What about Tennessee, Georgia?" Yes, leg humpers versus hillbillies, sir. That's Tennessee, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Tiger says he ate dinner at Callaway's. Thank you for supporting the show and going there. Thank you for that.
Yep.
That's awesome. All right. Well, no Mizzou versus Kentucky. Well, the troops won out, sir. We went with Army Air Force. Sorry, Johnny.
Okay. Yeah, we could replace. Honestly, I think that game does deserve to be in there. So why don't we?
You want to kick Baylor, Oklahoma? Or?
No, take the Michigan Rutgers Cal Hall shitter. Just make the Mizzou Kentucky the Cal Hall shitter.
So Mizzou Kentucky is now the shitter.
Yes.
Great. All right.
Actually, South Carolina Vanderbilt needs to be the shitter, but
you want me to make that the shitter or not?
South Carolina Vanderbilt as the Cal Hall shitter.
And then
Kentucky and Mizzou just as a regular game. That's a shitter game.
Okay. Jackpot's going to be at that game this week, so I hope that Jackpot does like he did at ECU last year and shows us pictures of the parking.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, the shitter B Bean. That's the game that we shit on all week. Last week's was Boston College, Connecticut. So there's that. All right, y'all. We appreciate you guys as always. Thank you for the super chats this evening. Like the show, subscribe to the channel because a lot of you are watching the video.
Billy Cole says, "Kale, could you get to pick them out a little quicker? I hate waiting till Wednesday."
He doesn't do that. That's on me, Billy, and I will do it. I will put it up before Tuesday. All right. So there's that. Anyway, Biscuit says he does.
Says, "Here's another Voltard." Lou, like right on cue, said that this would be in the comment sections of his videos, and he took it away because he knew I was going to read it, but he retracted his message. But Taylor Made said, y'all run your mouth, Tennessee in your head, rent free. Went free. I mean, if that is the only crap talking point that you can come up with, please come up with a new one because that's old, tired, and dried out. It needs to be drawing Social Security. But he said Lou sounding like a scared little bitch. Yeah, I'm sure scared. I'm sure they're really scared of you. They just they just wasted the damn national championship trophy back in January. Yeah, but I'm sure that he's scared. Yeah.
Taylor Made says, "Why do you talk about Tennessee so much, though?" Well, we actually talked a lot about South Carolina and Mizzou. And Tennessee fans are the loudest, and they call the program and say things. We did Texas A&M for a bit. That was interesting.
Yep, we even talked about Wake Forest a little bit, and Michigan. Big Boy Ross says Kentucky with a 5. Kentucky's the outhouse of the SEC East.
The wife says last year we talked a lot about Georgia. Well, we did. So once again,
if Kentucky's the outhouse of the SEC East, South Carolina is the Carolina Jackpot sink of the SEC East.
That he pisses in. There's an old school reference.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, hey, we appreciate you guys as always.
Billy Cole says, Rob, be sure to paint those cat paws on your cheeks this week, both of them. I plan on painting, I guess, dog paws on both of my cheeks this week because I don't like Georgia. I don't especially have any love for them, but I'm definitely going to be rooting for them this Saturday afternoon.
Let's take this call before we leave. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Hello, is this Robin? Is this the Robin Kale show?
Yes. It is.
Yes, my name is Mike. I would like to thank you for having me on the program. I was scrolling through and a friend of mine sent me your link and said that you were talking about the leg humpers versus the hillbillies and all kinds of stuff like that. So if you don't know, this is Cat Money Mike Williams coming to you today, this evening. Just wanted to stop by your fine program and tell you, gentlemen, you are doing a fine job bringing some sports commentary to us all. Although I do have to disagree, I do think Vanderbilt is going to come down there, the Commodores are going to come down there and drop the anchor on you and then leave you with a Shannon and I should have bought a hand tie. And that's all I got for you, gentlemen. Please have a good evening. And please don't forget to tip your waitresses because a pimp ain't got no money to pay no payroll. That's all I got, and I'm out.
Thank you, Mike.
I'm on the next fucking neck.
Thank you, caller. With that, we're out. You guys have a great night.